The Great Pyramid of Giza is aligned to true north, with a margin of error of just 0.05 degrees. Not 5 degrees, not 1 degree, 0.05. Modern GPS technology can barely do better than that. This was built 4,500 years ago by people who didn't have a compass, a ruler, or a wheel. That's number 1. There are 9 more on this list, and every single one of them has the scientific community completely stumped. Let's go. In 1901, sponge divers found a shipwreck off the coast of Greece. Inside the wreck was a lump of corroded bronze. When archaeologists cleaned it off, they found something impossible inside. Gears. Precision-cut, interlocking gears. Dozens of them. It was a computer. Built in 100 BC. This device could calculate the exact positions of the sun and moon, predict solar eclipses, and track the 4-year Olympic cycle. The level of mechanical engineering required to build it did not appear again in human history for over 1,400 years. Nobody knows who built it. Nobody knows how the knowledge was lost. It simply appeared and then disappeared, leaving a 1,400-year gap in human engineering history that no one can explain. In 1912, a book dealer named Wilfrid Voynich bought a handwritten manuscript from a chest in an Italian villa. It was written in an unknown language, using an unknown alphabet, with illustrations of plants that do not exist on Earth, astronomical charts that match no known star system, and diagrams of human figures bathing in green liquid, with no apparent medical or scientific purpose. Carbon dating places it between 1404 and 1438, 600 years old. Since then, the world's best codebreakers have tried to crack it. The NSA tried. Multiple universities tried. Dedicated researchers have spent their entire careers on it. Nobody has deciphered a single sentence. Not one. The book sits in Yale University's library today, still unread, still unexplained. In the Peruvian desert, there are drawings. A spider, a hummingbird, a monkey, a condor, a human figure with an oversized head. The spider alone is 150 feet long. Here's the problem. You cannot see any of them from the ground. They are only visible from the air, and they were created between 500 BC and 500 AD, 1500 years before humans could fly. Archaeologists know who made them. The Nazca people. They know how, by scraping away the red surface stones to reveal lighter ground underneath. What no scientist can explain is why. Why would a civilization spend centuries carving massive images into a desert? Images they themselves could never see. No viewing towers were found, no tools, no record of purpose. Just the lines. Still there. Still unexplained. In 1994, archaeologists in Turkey found a temple. Carved stone pillars up to 20 feet tall, arranged in perfect circles, decorated with animals carved in extraordinary detail. Built in 9,600 BC. That is 12,000 years ago. Here's the problem. The official historical timeline says humans were still nomadic hunter-gatherers at that point. We were not supposed to have organized religion. We were not supposed to have architecture. We were not supposed to have a society capable of building this. Göbekli Tepe is older than Stonehenge by 6,000 years. Older than the pyramids by 7,500 years. And when they finished building it, they buried it. Deliberately, completely, under thousands of tons of dirt. 12,000 years later, we dug it back up. And we still don't know why they built it. In 1938, archaeologists digging near Baghdad found a small clay pot. Inside was an iron rod, surrounded by a copper cylinder filled with acidic liquid. When they tested it with modern equipment, it generated electricity. This jar had been sitting in the ground since 250 BC, 2,250 years, before Alessandro Volta is credited with inventing the battery. Multiple replicas have been built and tested. They all work. They generate between 1 and 2 volts, enough to power a small light. Scientists agree the battery is real. The electricity is real. What they cannot agree on is what it was used for. Electroplating gold onto statues? Pain relief? Religious ritual? Nobody knows. And no wiring, no circuits, and no connecting technology has ever been found anywhere near it. In Lebanon, beneath an ancient Roman temple, is a foundation platform, made of 3 stone blocks. Each one weighs approximately 1,100 tons. The largest crane ever built by humans can lift 20,000 tons, but only under perfect conditions, assembled over weeks. These 3 stones were quarried half a mile away, moved, lifted, placed, by a civilization we cannot identify. In the nearby quarry, a 4th stone still sits where it was abandoned. It weighs 1,650 tons. No one has ever explained how these stones were moved, not even in theory. Every engineer who has studied the site reaches the same conclusion. The math doesn't work with any technology from the ancient world. In 1513, a Turkish admiral named Piri Reis drew a map of the world. It correctly shows South America's coastline, before most Europeans had even explored it. But that's not the strange part. It shows Antarctica, 307 years before Antarctica was officially discovered. And not just the surface. It shows the subglacial coastline, the shoreline beneath the ice, which we only mapped using sonar in the 20th century. Piri Reis wrote in the margins that he copied it from older maps, maps that no longer exist, maps that would have had to be made when Antarctica had no ice. That was approximately 6,000 years ago. Mainstream science has never fully explained this. In July 1518, a woman named Frau Trophea walked into the streets of Strasbourg and started dancing. She couldn't stop. Within a week, 34 people had joined her. Within a month, 400. Day and night. No music, no rest. People danced until their feet bled, until their joints collapsed, until they died. The local physician's diagnosis? Hot blood. Their solution? Hire musicians. Build a stage. Keep them dancing. It lasted 2 full months. Then stopped. Instantly. As if nothing had happened. Scientists have proposed ergot poisoning, mass hysteria, brain infection. None of them explain 400 people dancing themselves to death. It has never happened again. The Great Pyramid sits at the exact geographic center of Earth's landmass. Its perimeter divided by twice its height gives you P to multiple decimal places. In 2500 BC, the speed of light is 299,792,458 meters per second. The pyramid's latitude is 29.979,2458 degrees north. Same numbers, same order. In 2023, cosmic ray technology found 2 previously unknown chambers inside it. We've been studying this structure for over 200 years. We are still finding rooms. No architect, archaeologist, or engineer has ever fully explained how ancient Egyptians achieved this precision. On August 15th, 1977, a radio telescope in Ohio picked up a signal. 72 seconds. Gone. It came from the direction of Sagittarius, and it matched every characteristic scientists predicted an alien transmission would have: the exact frequency, the exact bandwidth, the modulation. The astronomer on duty circled it and wrote one word: wow. It has never been detected again. Not once in 47 years. Every conventional explanation has been tested and ruled out. In 2016, scientists blamed the comet. Other scientists immediately disputed it. The numbers don't work. The wow. Signal remains the strongest candidate for extraterrestrial contact ever recorded.